In my second tutorial, we will see how to create seismic load, dead load, live load and roof wind load and how to assign it accordingly. So see this full video carefully. So first of all, we'll go general load and definition. Here we see definition, load cases details and load envelopes. So go load case details first. Add. We assign first earthquake and it acting 4 direction, that is x direction and z direction, and also positive and negative direction. So put this value here. Our load number is 1 and this is load type. You may assign this load type or you may ignore, that will not hamper in our design. So mention earthquake x direction positive, add earthquake x direction negative, add earthquake z direction positive, add earthquake z direction negative, add. Same way we create dead load, add live load floor, add live load roof, add. Same way our wind load also acting 4 direction, that is wind load x direction positive, wind load x direction negative, wind load z direction positive and wind load z direction negative. Now see, our total load is 11. Now we will define and as well as we will assign this load. So first of all we go dead load, add here, and all member has self weight. So self weight load, that is y direction and -1, add, close. Now we will assign. Now see, I have picked one Excel sheet here. I will see you live load 3 kN per square meter, dead load 2.4, that means 1 meter, and our slab thickness 100 mm, 0.1 meter, and 24 is our concrete unit weight, 24 kilonewton per cubic meter. In this case we have get 2.4 kilonewton per square meter dead load. And see our floor finish, where we can put tiles or any other things, that is 1.25 kilonewton per square meter. Same way live load partition wall minimum 1.25 kilonewton per square meter. So now see total dead load 3.65, the total dead load and total floor finish load, that is 3.65, and this load acting from bottom to top. So define this load case. Now go add, the value is 3.65. so go to floor load, and that is y direction and it will acting downward, -3.65. now see, there is global direction, global y, and it will acting from ground to top level. So our top level, see how much height. Take this node cursor and take the highest point and select, double click. Now see our height is 10.003. so put this value minimum 0 and 10.003, add, close. Now we also define the masonry load. Now see here, masonry wall 125 mm, and for our first floor height 3.14 meter. Now see 125 mm brick wall, height 3.14 and 23 is brick wall unit weight. Now see 9.028 kilonewton per meter, and this load will acting as a member. So define this load at member load, that is acting gravity load and y direction, so minus 9. Add. We also one masonry wall, that is our parapet wall in rooftop, that also see masonry wall 125 for 1 meter, 2.875 kilonewton per meter, that is also gravity load. So define this dead load at member load minus 2.875 2.875. Add. Close. Now see self weight. This is our floor dead load, total dead load. This is 125 mm brick wall, and this is our parapet masonry wall weight. So define this. So self weight, assign to view, assign, yes, and this value we have mentioned the height, so it has take automatically. Now we will assign our gravity load and brick wall load. So what we'll do, go to isometric view, and this load will acting on our first floor. So select this beam, right click, new view, okay, isometric view, and go to top view. Now see, we select this load and define the member which load will acting. Control this beam, this beam, this beam, this beam, sorry, this beam, this beam, and this beam. Now see, assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Now this is one mistake here, so select this one also and assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Now see the isometric view. Now load is acting. Same way we will whole structure and define, go to once again Z view and select top floor and new view, okay, isometric view, top view. Now see, this load will assign. This is our parapet wall. So select this beam, select this beam, select this beam, select this beam, select this beam. Assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Now one thing, our gravity load also acting on beside the stair room. So select once again this load and select this beam, this beam, this beam, and this beam. Also select this beam, this beam, and this beam. Assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Now see isometric view, the load is acting. Go to whole structure. Now see, this is our first floor level brick wall, this is our roof brick wall, and see this is our parapet gravity wall. Now our dead load assign completed. Now we'll assign live load. So add. Now see our live load partition wall 1.25 and our live load 3 kilonewton, and this is 1.25 kilonewton per square meter, that is partition wall. Whenever we change the partition wall, that's why we consider this value in our design. So first floor we have firstly we assign the first floor level. So first floor level will add 3 and 1.25, that means 4.25. so see, go to and save. That also acting as a floor load. So minus 3 and 1.25, that means minus 4.25, and it also acting y direction. Now first we assign the first floor level, so define the y range. So select this node, this is our 3.673 meter height. So only this floor, this load will acting only this floor. So what we'll do, we define the height, that is minimum 3.673 and maximum 3.673. now define x range. Our total floor area is required, so minimum 0, maximum 0, same as well as z direction 0 0. So add, close. Now we'll assign roof load, that is also 3 kilonewton assuming. So and this level is not provide the minimum partition wall because that is roof. So what we'll do, we put only 3 kilonewton per square meter. So same way select live load. Now that is live load roof. So select live load roof, add floor load, that is minus 3 kilonewton per square meter, and we also define y range. So see, select this node, and that is 6.813. so put the value 6.813 and maximum also 6.813, yes, and define x is whole area, that's why 0 0 and z 0 0, add, close. Now we put the live load here and here. So assuming our minimum live load 1.6 kilonewton per square meter for servicing anything. So assuming this so how will see, so 1.6 kilonewton per square meter, how to define. So same way select live load roof, add, same way floor load minus 1.6 kilonewton per square meter. Now also define the range. This is select this node and see, this is y 10.003, so put this value 10.003 and maximum 10.003. now we'll define x range. So only this area, this load will acting. So here see the x direction range to 25.129. So minimum here 25.129, and see maximum just click here, maximum x direction 30.110, 30.110, and see z direction is, this is to z 0 and this is 2.504, so 0 to 2.504. now add, close. Same way we'll define this load. Now see here our overhead water tank, UPVC tank, and the water capacity is 20,000 liter. So what we'll do, this will define this 20,000 liter water. So 20,000 liter equal to 20,000 kilogram. So we'll see how to convert the unit by stat editor. Save. Now see here is one converter, so click this converter, and we need the force, that means 20,000 liter equal to 20,000 kilogram. So select kilogram and we'll convert to kilonewton. So select kilonewton. So now put this value 20,000 kilogram equal to 196.14, assuming 196 kilonewton. Okay, close. Now 196 kilonewton will apply here. So this load will distribute uniformly. So we'll multiply by the floor area. This, see how much area here. Select this node and this node, this node, and this dimension, this node to this node 5.182, this node to this node 5.75 meter. So calculate 5.182 multiply by 5.75. now see 29.79, assume 29.8. so our value was 196 divided by 29.8. now see 6.57 kilonewton per square meter. Now it add will the minimum floor load, roof load 1.6 kilonewton per square meter, so plus 1.6, that is 8.17, assuming 8.2. so remove this all node, add floor load, that is also negative 8.2 kilonewton per square meter. Same way we select, take this node cursor and select this node. Here see that is also y direction, height 10.003, maximum also 10.003. now minimum x direction range 4.758, so put this 4.758. now z is 0, so same way select this node. now see x direction, sorry I have mistaken this. Yes, select this one, that is x direction 9.940, so put this value 9.940 and y 10.003 and z 5.750. Now add, close. Now see our all live load mentioned here. So see this load is acting or not. Sorry, load live load roof. Select first this one. Now see this is our roof load 3 kilonewton. Now see this is acting. Same way select this one. This is acting as well as select this one. Now this is acting. So when you select this one, this color will show, like this is our 3. Now show here, this load is show, this is 1.6, that is here. So select this one and it is acting. Now see that is 8.2 kilonewton per square meter. Now show here. As previous, I am missing one load, that is steer load. So go to live load floor and create add. Our steer live load is 4 kilonewton per square meter. So that will acting as a plate load. So go to plate load and mention here minus 4 kilonewton per square meter, and that is acting as a gravity load. So we'll go GY, add. Another way we'll define floor finish, that is minus 1.25 kilonewton per square meter, and that will be local Z direction. Add, close. Now we'll assign this two load in our steer. So first we go to Z view and select this plate cursor and select this all thing, and same way select this thing, sorry, control, go to new view. Okay, go to isometric view. Now see this is not required, this is also not required here. So what we'll do, select this one, select this one, except deselect, sorry, deselect. Now once again go new view. Okay, now select all and apply this load, the live load 4 kilonewton per square meter. Assign to selected plate, assign, yes. Now see the load is downward and it is acting. Same way we select this floor finish. Now see this is our landing, and this first trade and second trade are only checker plate, and this portion we provided RCC slab. So this portion will not provide the floor finish, only provide this portion floor finish. So what we will do, select this one, same way select this one and this one, assign to selected plate, assign, yes. Now see this is also now this is also acting, and this is downward. Now our steer load assign. Okay, now our dead load, live load and live load roof load is mentioned. Now we'll go definition, and we'll define the seismic definition. So add Now we'll define the seismic load under the UBC in the code. Now I will assign UBC 1994. So the Z value 0.15, importance factor 1, that is 6, coefficient, site coefficient 1.5, and CT value for steel building 0.083. Now the period in x direction px. Now see the T is equal to CT agent power to 3/4. So CT, so value this CT 0.083 and height our 10.003 and power 3/4. So value 0.466. So put this value 0.466, same way 0.466. Actually this seismic parameter depends on your code, so if we change this, also change accordingly. So add, close. Now we will add this one. Now we mention the floor load. So total floor load. So see how much total floor load. Here our total floor weight dead load here. This is dead load, floor finish, and assume beam column bracing weight dead load assuming 0.75 kilonewton per square meter. So the total value 4.4 kilonewton per square meter. So put this value, and this is acting y direction. So pressure minus 4.4 kilonewton per square meter, and range 0 to our total height 10.003. Add, close. Now we define our seismic load and xz, both positive and negative direction. So select this one, add, go to seismic load, that is the x direction positive 1. So add, close. Same way earthquake x, add, seismic load x direction but negative, put minus, add, close. Earthquake z direction positive, seismic load z direction 1, positive 1, close. Earthquake z direction negative, seismic load z direction negative -1, add, close. Now our earthquake load defined. Now we'll go definition and see wind definition, add. Now type 1 and wind 1. So assuming wind short direction is 1, add. Same wind long direction type 2, add, close. This is type 1 wind short, that also define. So what we'll do, add, and we'll put the intensity respective height. So what we'll do, we put our height here. So our first floor height 3.673. we will calculate, I have calculated here from this wind load calculation of building frame. Now see, this is our height, this is important factors, this is wind speed, it will change based on your area, long direction, short direction, height coefficient, sustainable wind pressure. From this we can calculate, and Gusset coefficient 1.64, and this value will take from this here. This is our height, and from this height we can get this value, that is this GZ, and this is CZ. Same way we have get this value. So just you put also as per your code. So this is our, now see the passport 3.673, our short direction 1.5 kilonewton per square meter. So our height is 3.673, 6.813 and 10.003. So first put this height 6.813, 6.813, 10.003, and put the, this is short direction, so put the short direction value. Our short direction value 1.50, 1.66, 1.88. So 1.50, 1.66, 1.88. Add, that is factor 1. Add, close. Same way type 2 wind long duration, add. Same height 3.673, 6.813, 6.813, and top height 10.003. Now put the intensity. Now see our long duration 1.204, 1.33, 1.504, 1.204, 1.331, 1.331, 1.501. Add, factor 1, close. Now sorry, I have not add, that's why not come here. So add, factor 1, add, close. Now select this one and assign to selected view. Assign. This assignment method you have chosen to assign to view. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Now show, the node is show here. Same way select this one, assign to selected, assign to view, assign, yes. Now we'll define the wind direction. Wind load x direction, add wind load. Now see, select type show here. So that is x direction, long direction, and long direction our type was 2. So x direction factor 1 positive, add, close. Same way wind load x direction negative, add. Wind load regular 2 x direction but negative direction, add, close. Wind load z, add. Wind load, now this is short direction and our short direction type 1, so that is z direction 1, add. Wind load z direction, add. Wind load z direction but reverse direction -1, add, close. Now see our all load are defined. Wind load, all load are defined. So what we'll do, we'll define our load combination. So what we'll do, go to load case details, add. Now define combination. Now as per your combination, as per your code combination, you will assign I will assign as per my code. Now here 1.4 dead load. So default the factor 1.4. Now dead load, that is serial number 5, so add this one. Now 1.5 is acting, so add. Now see, our 12 load is here. Same way I just previously select load combination 1.4 dead load, and same way 1.2 dead load, 1.6 live load, and 0.5 live load roof. So Ctrl C and put here Ctrl V. So what we'll do, 1.2 dead load, so select this one and select this one. Now show load case 5 and 1.2 factor. So now once again select, change the factor 1.6, that is live load floor. So select this one, and now see load case 7 factor 1.6, 7 is our load case. Same way 0 put here 0.5 live load roof. So live load floor, so I have one mistake here, that is live load roof, and this is our live load floor. So select this one, and now see, so once again I have mistake, so this one. Now see, we have 1.6 live load floor. So select live load floor and see, that is 1.6 load case 6. Same way we put 0.5, that is live load roof. So select one, and now see load case 7, the factor load 0.5. Now add. Now this is our load case 12 and this is our load case 13. Now see, same way we will define the remaining load combination. So what we will do, we assign load combination 12 and load combination 13. Now copy this load combination, Ctrl C, and we'll put this combination by stat editor. Save. Now go to load combination 12 and load combination 13. Now select here. Now see, this is load combination 13, this here. So just enter and right button click and paste. Now see, that is previous we have assigned up to load combination 12. Now just copy paste on load combination 13 to and remaining portion. So save and close one. Now go to load case details. Now see our remaining load show here, load combination 12, load combination 13 and load combination 14. Now see, this is our total 26 load combination. Now our load and definition is okay. Close. Now geometry. Now see, we provide here some bracing here. So we'll define this is acting as a truss. So what we'll do, geometry, general, specification, and go to beam, and that is truss, add, and also see this is subbeam acting as a, it's not transfer the moment. So So what we'll do, select this any sub beam. So select change release at start. So actually sub beam not taken the moment, so that's why we release the moment at start point and at end point. So select this one and partial moment release, that is MPZ 0.99, add, same way change release at end, same way partial moment release MPZ 0.99, add, close. Now see, one node is here and one node is here. That means this subbeam is not transfer, is not take the moment. This z direction beam is also not transfer this moment. So what we'll do, go to geometry, select by specification property name. Now our subbeam property 5, 6, 7, 8. Now see 8 is our subbeam. So close this one and start MPZ and deselect this one. Assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Same way, assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Now we release the moment. Same way, select by specification property name. This is our pipe bracing, so select pipe, close, assign to selected beam, first select the member truss, assign to selected beam, assign, yes. Now see, this is show truss. Now we will define this will acting as a truss frame. Okay, now go to support. Now we provide the support here. So create, we provide pin type support. So add, select this one and go to Z view, select all node by this way, assign to selected node, assign, yes. Now go to isometric view. Now it's okay.